Well, breathtaking scenery, rich heritage, and a tranquility that's hard to imagine. This is what awaits visitors to the West Coast dorpie Velddrif, known as the Bokkom capital of South Africa. It's where the traditional art of drying mullet fish really remains one of the key cultural aspects of the coastal town. Now, reporter Vanessa Poonah and video journalist Nhlanhla Faso are in Velddrif following the sun. Vanessa, a very good morning. You were telling us about what Velddrif feels like on a boat. But this, when it comes to the fish and obviously the wildlife at large, what's happening on your end as you continue to follow the sun and make happy happen?
Liesl, let me tell you that the various bird species that we've seen on the Berg River here, the estuary, is absolutely amazing. We've seen lesser and greater flamingos. We've seen... what else did we see? I mean, I can't even mention all the birds that we've seen on the riverbanks over here. In front of me, I see ducks at the moment. So, of course, a myriad of wildlife, bird life that can be experienced along the Berg River. Velddrif, of course, is the coastal village on the banks of the Berg River. Behind me is what is known as Bokkom. So what you'll see is an array of little houses. They're called vishuise. And that's, of course, is where over the past couple of, I think it's almost 200 years, traditional fishermen would come and bring their catch of mullet. And there is an art form happening in this town. I think it's the only place in South Africa where it's actually taking place. It's called... Bokkom, so that's the the mullet, rather, being transformed into a dried fish biltong type of scenario. And behind me there is one of those fisheries. As you can see, we've been inside there. We saw some bokkoms busy being dried. We also saw some of those mullet actually being prepared in the salty brine. And I'm joined this morning for a lovely breakfast by the CEO of the Berg River Tourism, Miss Nhlanhla Faso, and quite a spread we've got going on here this morning. Nhlanhla, you've also told me that you are going to make me try this world-famous bokkoms, and apparently it's made proudly in Velddrif, here in Bokkom. Let us talk about Velddrif itself. What is the allure? Besides the natural splendor and beauty, what does the town of Velddrif offer?
Hi, Vanessa. Sure. Where do I start? Velddrif has so much to offer. The bokkoms are the ultimate delicacy that you have to taste only in Velddrif. Nowhere else in the world do you get this type of fish that gets dried up and salted. And like you've mentioned, it's here in Bokkom, but that's not all that the Berg River has to offer. There is so much to do here. In fact, we've been dubbed the adventure capital of the West Coast because we've got so much adventure activities starting from the mountains in Porterville. We've got paragliding. If you didn't know, we're one of the preferred destinations in the world for paragliding. We have an international paragliding competition happening from Porterville, a small, quaint little town. We're also known for the Porterville Art Weekend. We've got about 20 plus artists that live, like professional artists that live in the small town of Porterville. They have galleries in their homes. Their homes turn into studios, and galleries, once a year, they open up their studios. And we have an event called Porterville Art Weekend, and it's open studios. You get to meet the actual artist and have coffee or champagne with them, whatever you fancy. So there's also adventure around our small towns like Nhlanhla. If you didn't know, we have some of the traces of our Khoisan people. The origins of the Khoisan people are also seen in Nhlanhla on the mountains just before bordering the Cedarberg and the Berg River in a place called Nhlanhla. You can see the Khoisan drawings in the caves. We've got so many caves.
So in Velddrif at the moment, coming back to where we are at the moment, and I think we want to do this before we run out of time. You were talking about the bokkom tasting, so let me see, are these the bokkom strips over here?
That is how they make it. You've got to taste that strip, and you've got to taste the whole thing and chew the whole thing at one time. I'd love to see you do that, please.
You really do want to see my expression when I taste
You
this.
haven't been to Velddrif. Please taste bokkoms
Let me
for
try
us.
this. So this, of course, is a strip of bokkom. It is the dried mullet. Apparently, it has quite a salty and strong taste. Let me see if I'm going to enjoy this, because Nomonde is relishing this moment.
Oh, well done.
It's actually not that bad. I thought you were going to make me taste something that's not good, but it's very salty. Lovely fishy taste. And of course, I'm having it here on a jetty on the Berg River, coming to you from Velddrif and Bokkom as we follow the sun here on SABC News.
Thanks, Vanessa. Perhaps you can have a... Thanks, Vanessa. Perhaps you can have an extra bite there for us. It's definitely a nostalgic piece of food for me there. Thank you so much for joining us and obviously for bringing us that. We're looking forward to more action as you follow the sun. Stay tuned.